Kia ora, good afternoon. Welcome into Cowless Stadium, Tahi, Christchurch. Sky Broadband, Rapid League action coming to you. It's the Canterbury Rams hosting the Southland Sharks. Nick Bewley here, Maya Williamson alongside Maya. The Rams going for 5 wins on the bounce in Rapid League format, had a bit of form and see Taranaki just jumped ahead in second place on the ladder, so something to play for these next two for this young Rams roster. Yeah, 100%. They're completely on form, not only in the NZNBL but the Rapid League as well. They are without Kaya Isaac, who is their main source of offence in terms of Rapid League, but they're a really good young squad. They're playing some real nice basketball at the moment, so they'll be hoping to carry that momentum through, I'm sure. For Southland, it has been tough sledding both in the Rapid League and in Sal's NBL. In fact, identical records in both. 3 wins, 14 losses as we take a look at the Rapid ladder. There you can see the Rams sitting in 3rd position and the Sharks down there in 10th. The Giants, of course, have wrapped up the inaugural Sky Broadband Rapid League title. Congratulations to them with a game to play. But should be an intriguing contest nonetheless, Maya. Southland 4th in points scoring. They can really get up and down, but last in defence. They concede just a tick over 40 points a game, which in Rapid League 16-minute contest is quite significant. Yeah, it's going to be difficult if they maintain that as well. You know, missing Ben Hall, the Rams missing Kaya, these guys missing Ben Hall. Again, a big source of offence for them, so they're going to have to adjust a little bit, see how they can get points a different way. But like you said, that defence is going to be a tough one for these guys, especially with the likes of Tama and Max Stoddard, who just like to eat things up in the Rapid League. There is the Sharks starting 5 with Andrew Wheeler, Matariki Kapia, Riley Snow, Scotty Telfer and Connor Cole. They have Joseph Rifi and Quake Webster on their bench. And for the Barbecues Direct Canterbury Rams, as Maya mentioned, no Kaya Isaac, but Tama Isaac, the younger brother, is in the starting 5 along with Aidan Tonge, Josh Nickel, Max Stoddart and Tucky Farrenson, as has become, well, we've become accustomed to running with a 6-man rotation in Rapid League with Hugo Gonzalez on the bench. There is the Chemist Warehouse head-to-head. As mentioned, points per game right up there for both, but it's that defensive side, as alluded to there, for the Sharks, giving up 40 points a game. Going to have to be better than that against this electric Rams offense. Just waiting for a stadium clock issue, I believe. And just joining us here on Sky Sport as part of our basketball coverage this afternoon. Sounds like it was an absolute doozy. I was trying to catch the end of it on the way in between the Tuatara and the Ears. A little bit undermanned, but one-pointer. In fact, both players are going to have to go back to the benches to sort this stadium issue. It's a bit of a false start, unfortunately, for us here at Cowless Stadium. Of course, the Sal's NBL contest between these two teams, 6:30. So, courtesy of that Tuatara win, Maya, it's not all said and done for the Rams, which is ridiculous, really, when you think the Rams are on an absolute heater. They've won their last 15 games. They have a 16-win, 2-loss record, and they still aren't guaranteed top seed with a week to play. It's quite staggering. It doesn't seem real, does it? Seems like they should be away running, but it's good to have that kind of close competition at the top. That's exactly how you want it, and it means that they're going to have to not be complacent in these next couple of games. I think, you know, this one maybe they're not as concerned about, but they do have the Bulls next week, which is going to be a tough one for them, and they can't afford to be complacent or too confident in that one. The one thing I would say about the Sharks, though, is of their 3 wins this season, 2 have come in the last, week, 10 days. So and good wins too, the Giants and the Fi. And Cal McRae, big Cal McRae, has caught a bit of form. First triple-double in the Sal's NBL this season, going against his former team, the Nelson Giants. 22 points, 21 rebounds and 11 assists. Just saw him walk past as well, all 7 foot one of them. I was like, goodness gracious me. Okay, so I'm really looking forward to the battle of the bigs, McRae and Albrecht this evening. He is genuinely 2 feet taller than me. I don't think I'll be interviewing him anytime soon. I was going to say, can we try and set that up for half-time? But no, it should be an intriguing battle, that one, Lockie Ulbrich. The Rams just had their season, or regular season awards, or sort of year awards Thursday night, and unsurprising to those who have followed the Rams throughout the course of the season, Lockie Ulbrich picking up team MVP. Certainly almost has a case for league MVP as well.
100%. I think he can make a case for that. Definitely, if not All-Star 5, he's been awesome. Yeah, leading the team in scoring and rebounding, to no surprise, and just being a huge part of their offense. And he's come right in and fit so seamlessly. Him and Taylor Britt, that duo has just been lovely to watch this season. Yeah,
Taylor Britt, most improved player for the Rams, unsurprisingly as well, and I think he'd have to be there or thereabouts for the league too. Such has been his, well, in particular, offensive lift. There's a lot of discussions and a flurry of activity along our side of the stadium at the minute as we try and sort out whatever was going on. It looked all happy days there at one point, but you know, everything's getting restored.
The stadium loves to do that sometimes at the most inconvenient places.
The team's now breaking away for a bit of extra warm-up. And it looks like we are about to get underway. Some 3 or 4 minutes behind schedule. It's going to be the most rapid league contest of all time to fit this in before the NBL contest at 6:30. Hamish Dale's happy, we're happy. And Max Stoddart wins the tip. And the Rams will open up with possession, looking for their 5th straight win. And Stoddart now isn't afraid of a 3. Drains it early, Big Mac.
I mean, realistically, they had 5 extra minutes. They should really not miss a shot tonight.
Got their iron and some. There's Carpia, offloads to Scotty Telford. Trying to do it all himself, Telford. Good work by Tonge. Forcing a tougher look. And Nickel hauls in the rebound.
It's a great defensive start, forcing Scott Telford downhill and into a body like that, and then just notably keeping Riley Snow off the offensive boards as well. It's a great position for the Rams.
And now Josh Nickel getting into his work, an early 5-0 lead for the Rams. Josh Nickel fan club in here at the Cows gym.
Gosh, it was electric when his name got called in the warm-up.
Oh, the loudest reactions to a player introduction I think I've seen this season. Strong finish that, though, by Matariki Carpia. Opens the Sharks account and a trip to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
That's an important trip for the Sharks. You know, if they didn't score on that one and then the Rams came down and scored, a 7-0 deficit could be a tough one to come back. So, good position, but now they're going to have to get a stop on the other end too.
Can't complete the 3-point play. Almost gets the rebound back, but it's tidied up by Nickel. There's Tonge. Gets it back and gets to his favoured left. And the Rams haven't missed.
When you get the Sharks, you've got to know the scout on that. You've got to know that Aiden wants to roll, seal, and get back to his favoured left hand. Got to be a little bit smarter about where you're sending your player.
A fair bit of contact there on Carpia. It was in the act of shooting, so more free throws to come here for Matariki Carpia.
Seems to be the man of the moment for the Sharks, the one generating all their offense.
Splits the free throws. That's the first of 3 away games to close the season for the Southland Sharks. A road trip to conclude 2024 as the Rams keep on rolling offensively. Up to Manawatu after this, and then closing out their campaign against the Wellington Saints. Scott Telfer, strong drive. And a real sign of intent here, early Meyer with the physicality, head down, trying to get to the cup. A lot of free throws early.
Good recognition from the Sharks that there is a lack of discipline for the Rams at the moment. They've given up 3 fouls in 3 possessions at the moment. So I like the recognition from the Sharks to just try and get downhill and try to force Rams in those uncomfortable positions and force them to foul.
Splits the free throws again. Southland 9-4. The Rams lead. Haven't missed in this ball game. As Tama Isaac stops, props, puts it up and in. And a trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe as well. The Rams are cooking as we take a second look.
Wow, that is extremely tough from the young man. Are we surprised? Not really.
The first miss of the afternoon for the Rams comes at the Chemist Warehouse stripe. 11-4 though. It has been a hot start. Telfer. Nice finish from Scott Telfer.
I like that offensive position there. Riley Snow being smart enough to twist the screen, get Scott Telfer back to his right hand. And he's looked really impressive in this Rapid League showing so far.
Farrington drains a 3. And we were just talking pre-game, Maya, about Taki Farrington in 2024 and really got going in that road win over, big road win over Manawatu. His 20-point game of the season, 5 of 10 from 3, and picks up from where he left off. An early 3 here in Rapid League this afternoon.
Yeah, great to see Taki find his feet a little bit and have a bit of a confidence game in a sense. I think 23 points for him is a really nice showing, and obviously, hopefully, there's a bit of confidence that comes with that coming into the end of the season for the Rams.
Stoddart can't hit the 3. First field goal miss for the Rams. Less than a minute to play in the quarter as Telfer now wayward from deep. And no one picking up Farrington here. Coast to coast for a moment. He spins and almost gets the tough finish with Telfer's hand in his face.
Obviously trying for that 2-for-1 opportunity. Not a terrible look for Taki. Probably could have sought something a little earlier.
Cole Cole can't get that one to go. And the shot clock is off here. Late in the first quarter. It's been all the home team. Isaac gets it back to Stoddart, the big man. And interesting to see if that had counted the tip from Tama Isaac, but it's immaterial. And that is a delayed first quarter, but it's wrapped up all the same. 14-6, the Rams lead. And a real shared effort, Maya, from the Rams. 5 players with a bucket. Just the 2 on the Sharks side.
Yeah, we talked about that defensive effort for the Sharks. They're last in Rapid League of points conceded, and the Rams just seem to be getting everything they want. Started off with a Max Stoddart 3, which is an unusual, and then we had a roll from Aiden Tonge back to his left hand, and Tama get into a floater. Those are the kind of things you can't be willing to give up. You've got to know what you've got to take away, and the strengths of this Ram team, and they're kind of getting everything they want at the moment.
Sal's deal this week. Large, the big pineapple pizza. Controversial for some, not for me.
No, I'm with you on that one.
Oh, there we go. No arguments from the Canterbury home commentary team. Sal's block is the code. Scan that QR code there. Valid until tomorrow, so still time to enjoy and close out your weekends. And as the Sharks will open this second quarter with possession. As you mentioned, Maya have created some nice looks offensively. It's more the stops at the other end that is going to be critical if they're going to get into this contest. There's young Quake Webster into the ball game. Fires a 3, can't get that to fall.
The injection of Quake Webster is a nice one too. It means they have somebody who can come off some off-ball actions and shoot a couple of trays as well as getting at the rim. Opens the game up a little bit more for them, which is kind of what they need right now, having only 6 points.
Here's Carpia, just working to get the score back for you at home. Obviously, we've had some score issues here in the stadium as well. It remains Rams 14, Sharks 6. We'll make that Rams 17, Sharks 6. As Taki Farrington continues to connect from downtown. Just a tick over 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Webster, Carpia in the corner. Can't get that one to go. Rams with possession.
It's looking to be all Rams at the moment. Sharks just can't find any consistency on the offensive end for them, and not really getting a whole lot of high quality looks as Rams gets one of their own.
Aiden Tonge now getting in on the act. 13-point lead. It has really opened up. The Rams 19-6 in front in the second quarter as Farrington. Oh, good work by Telfer, but it's not going to be rewarded as Hugo Gonzalez now gets a bucket, and all 6 Rams players, Maya, on the score sheet.
I mean, we talk about the depth in their NZNBL team, but we can talk about it for the Rapid League as well. And they're just seeking high-quality looks for everybody, doing all the right things. And then this defensive end here, they're just reading everything like a book.
Telfer, it's got cold now offensively for Southland. Who trail 21-6. The midpoint of the second quarter as the wee floater now from Tama Isaac. Absorbs the contact as well from Cole. And he'll head to the Chemist Warehouse stripe to try and complete the three-point play.
Again, it's about knowing your personnel. See this here. Do you really want to be in a drops coverage against a guy that is incredible at attacking downhill and finishing floaters? You've got to know what their strengths are, what you need to take away, and what you're willing to live with. But I don't think you want to live with the Tama Isaac floater.
Well, I saw him practice that exact floater maybe a dozen times in the warm-up. So that is choreographed, not accidental, off the cuff. That is his go-to.
Absolutely.
23-6 it is in favour of the Barbecues Direct Canterbury Rams. 1:38 to play in the second quarter. Cowless Stadium is a long three here put up by Connor Cole. Doesn't fall. And here come the Rams again. Gonzalez. Hard contact. And the foul is going to be on Andrew Wheeler. The Sharks yet to score here in the second quarter.
I like that physicality from Andrew Wheeler, bullying the young man a little bit. But again, just too easy for the Rams, really getting anything they want, getting in the paint really easily, getting to the line really easily. Something big's going to have to change for these Sharks boys.
Yeah, 10-0 in the second quarter now for the Rams to help them out to a 24-6 advantage. As Cole eventually collects the rebounds. Can Quake Webster inspire something offensively here for this Sharks side? Wheeler, the veteran. We get to the corner to Rifi. And a block on Riley Snow. As well as it's going offensively for Canterbury. They're getting amongst their work defensively as well. And the Sharks sort of guilty of being overzealous too on the defensive end.
A little bit. I don't totally hate that foul. Stops Tama in transition and what would likely be a bucket or a foul that would send him to the line, although I guess this one does send him to the line, so maybe not such a good foul.
Apologies again with the score issues. I can tell you it is 25-6 to the Canterbury Rams with just a tick under a minute to play in the half. With that 26-6, a 20-point lead in the Rapid League. Starting to think my largest Rapid League wins. We'll have to dust off the record book here if it doesn't change in a hurry for Southland. Wheeler to Telfer. And Scott Telfer finally puts an end to the cold run offensively for Southland.
They looked a lot better, a lot of ball movement prior to the penetration, which opened up the key a little bit more for a good driver like Telfer.
Gonzalez now front of the iron with the 3 ball. And the Sharks produce back-to-back buckets. Wheeler to the corner with Rifi. Oh, wasn't far away, was online. Shot clock's off and a player timeout is called with 11.9 seconds to go.
I don't totally hate that look in the corner for the Sharks. Andrew Wheeler doing a good job at running the point. You know, he's the veteran among these young guns, so good to see him leading the pack, and they need a bucket to close the gap a little bit, so not a bad look for them.
The Rams shooting at 62% from the field, 10 of 16. The Sharks, on the other hand, 3 of 12 at a 25% clip. Where do the Rams go to close out the half? Isaac up top. Tonge in the corner. Oh, dear. If you're a Sharks fan, that's tough to watch. It's glorious, though. If you're a fan of the Canterbury Rams. And it looks like there's just a little bit of time left.
This always happens, every time.
But it was right on the buzzer. 0.4 is what is being added to the game clock.
This is punishing, Nick. This is punishing.
Bit of Hail Mary action here and see what happens.
I swear this happens every time.
This is
every single time.
How about this for an innovation in Rapid League? If we get it to less than a second, you call a player timeout. The basket counts from the inbound.
Oh, you're giving Justin a run for his money on the innovation there, no?
That would be entertaining. So, hypothetically speaking, we got young Joe Rifi here. If he makes the shot from where he's standing, it counts.
Just the standard 3 points, or are you chugging it?
Oh, make it 4. Yeah, why not?
Why not? Go on, Joseph, shoot it.
Oh, he's not far away. That'll do it for the first half, where it's been all Rams on a roll. Looking well on track for their 5th straight win in the Sky Broadband Rapid League, and to reclaim second position, 29 points to 8 at half-time. What has most stood out for you after that 8 minutes of basketball, Mike?
It's just been absolutely dominant from the Rams. I think the biggest thing here is 12 points in the paint and 4 from 7 from the 3-point line. So they are just all over it at the moment. Aiden Tonge with 10 points, 2 from 2 from beyond the arc, but they're also able to get downhill, get at the rim, and they've also shot 6 free throws as well. So they're completely all over it. We knew that the Sharks were going to struggle defensively, but for them, what's biting them in the arse a little bit is the lack of defense, and then the ability to not come down and score on the other end. They're just really struggling across the board right now, and they're going to have to come up with some big answers at this halftime point.
Yeah, 7 assists as well for the Rams on those 11 field goals. 4 of them coming via Tama Isaac. No assists for the Sharks.
3 turnovers for the Sharks and none for the Rams. Just, it keeps going. These guys really struggling. I think the lack of Ben Hall, who is one of the league leaders in scoring, I believe.
Yeah, just a tick under 11 a game, Ben Hall. But conversely, no Kai Isaac, who was just there in picture with the curly hair on the right. He'll line up in Sal's NBL. A couple of really good, in fact, in the last sort of 4-game stretch for Kai Isaac has really started to click offensively.
Yeah, he had a really good away stint, 20 points and 17 points, which is awesome for him. Not to mention really great stat lines across the board against the Jets, 20 points, 6 rebounds and 4 assists, and then against the Ears, 17 points, 8 rebounds. Also, not a big dude,
no.
You know, 4 assists as well in that game, so he's really coming into his own again.
It's a very different role to the one he was fulfilling in season 2023 in this Rams championship winning roster, occupying the corner 3 more or less, but finding different ways to contribute, which is fantastic to see. There's an early turnover there for the Rams. It'll help the Sharks' cause. Get our scoreboard back, 29-8. Pretty ugly reading if you're a fan of the men in orange. Here is Quake Webster. It's a good screen from Telfer. Finds Wheeler in the corner. Nails the three.
Come on, Wheels. Heat up. Andrew the Goat Wheeler. Maybe he's what they need.
They're into double digits to start. Stoddart, pull up three. Drains it. And a wee celebration as well. Second three for Max Stoddart. So I'm sure as a Southlander, there'll be a bit of personal pride here. Going up against his team from his home region, if you will.
Came with a mission today, I'm sure. And if you're the Sharks, this is not what you want. You get a 3 to start the quarter. You want to stop back after that, but can't do that. And then just turn the ball over once again. This isn't going to look like it's turning away at any point.
Really healthy crowd in early, which is great to see for this Rapid League outfit of the Rams. Is Nickel. That three wasn't far away. It's going to get a second bite of the cherry here, Josh Nickel, and just leaves it short.
They'll be really relieved to see that one, the Sharks. Don't want to see this blow out any further than it already is.
Andrew Wheeler calling for some rotation. And there's Telfer, just puts his head down and gets the call. And we'll head to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
I like the way he's been really aggressive since the game started. Just, like I said, putting his head down, trying to get it at the rim and get them into some foul trouble. He's probably been the best downhill guy for the Sharks in this Rapid League contest so far.
While we're chatting Rapid League, Maya, massive shout out to the New Zealand under-17 boys team at the World Cup. Playing for bronze overnight, but just a sensational result. Cannot be underestimated how significant it is, the global sport of basketball. I know it was a tough game against the United States in the semi-finals, but the wins they've had, Lithuania in the quarterfinals, just outstanding. And a lot of those players have been here in the Sky Broadband Rapid League this season, getting reps against grown men.
Yep.
And look, they've balled out. It's been awesome to see.
Yeah, it's been a huge sense of pride, I think, for everybody back in New Zealand, and to see the best finish ever in any age group team, and possibly the best ever New Zealand seen at the World Cup before. And yeah, I think Rapid League is a big testament to how well they've performed. Like you said, a couple of dudes there that have probably developed a lot against physicality and fast-paced games that can now translate that to an overseas game too.
A couple of Rams guys in the mix there with Ihaka Kate, Mana Martin. And yeah, guys like Troy Plumtree, Hayden Jones. We've seen here in this gym massive futures. Has been nothing short of brilliant. 35-16 is the score, 1:51 to play in the third. I mentioned pre-game the Sharks giving up to tick over 40 points a game, and they're well on course to cough that up again in this one.
It's looking like it might be much more as well for the Rams, given how well they're playing at the moment.
Telfer just putting this team on his shoulders. Unhappy he didn't get the screen there from Riley Snow, and almost took his frustration out on that possession. And now a steal there for Southland. Here comes Wheeler. Connects with Telfer, and then a complete breakdown defensively for the Rams. Parted like the Red Sea.
It's just underestimated how important defensive communication is, especially Scott Telfer, the guy with the hot hand and the man of the hour. That's a good bucket for the Rams, though.
Nice touch there by Nickel. He's got 4 points. Rams back out to a 17-point buffer. Here is young Quake Webster. A nice finish with the left. He's been good since coming on. 5 points.
He's had a nice tray ball, and then that layup there. Good injection coming off the bench, like you said. Great energy, and brings a little something different to the Sharks team, and someone who's kind of unafraid to do something offensively, especially at the moment when no one else is really getting going outside of Scotty Telfer.
Just 19 years of age out at Riverton.
Oh, wow. It's not even in Invercargill. That's out of Invercargill.
No, that's real small town Southland we're talking here, Maya. Gonzalez. Webster's trying to stay in front. Oh, might have got away with something there, Gonzalez, but it was speedy. That's a dad joke, but Telfer now pulls up. Can't get it to go. Tonge tidies up. There is a little bit of time here to close the third. Shot clock's off. Nickel. Stoddart. Oh, good wall up there from Telfer, but what about the finish? Well, Mac attack and earns himself a three-point opportunity.
Mac has been phenomenal in Rapid League. He's just so hard to stop. I think he's kind of the perfect player for Rapid League in that he's big and really physical, but also really agile, and a really nice touch around the rim, and a three-point shot.
I was about to say,
well.
can shoot the three too. Yeah, you bang on. He's perfect Rapid League player. Can't make the free throw, but the Rams have ticked over 40 and just continue procession of points here at Cowless Stadium. 41-22 with a quarter to play.
It's tough at the moment for the Sharks, and there's not a lot of answers you can come up with for 4 more minutes of basketball. The Rams just putting on an absolute display. Everyone scoring, everyone contributing, and then you've got the success of both Aiden Tonge and Max Stoddart at the moment. There's not a lot of answers they can come up with.
Yeah, Stoddart with 11 points, Tonge with 10, so really struggling to combat those players with a bit more size, but as you mentioned, agile, able to shoot it from deep. Tonge hasn't missed.
And then conversely for the Sharks, 42% field goal, not terrible, but 2 from 10 from beyond the arc. So obviously that's a shot that they're seeking out, but can't hit at the moment. And then to pair that with struggling defensively, it's been a hard yakka for them.
Penultimate Rapid League game for this Rams unit. They'll close out the campaign against Franklin on Thursday. As I mentioned earlier, playing for that second spot. It's Telfer, Webster, ball movement here. Ends up back with Carpio. Gets it back. Might have been a travel. Leaves the shot short. Gets his own rebound and then gets the foul call.
I like the aggressiveness from Matariki. He was aggressive initially to start the game, getting at the rim and getting on the free throw line. Haven't seen a lot of that from him as Scott Telfer's taking that role, but now again with the aggressive mindset, I like it.
Misses both, unfortunately, for Carpio. 4-9 as a team, the Sharks, from the Chemist Warehouse free throw stripe. Stoddart again. Oh. And the celebration as well. He's really enjoying this one. Up to 14 points.
His 4th triple as well. 4 from 5, I believe. The absolute hot hand.
There's Whelan out. Pretty good off the hand, just a bit too much. And Stoddart tidies. Farrington.
Oh, no way.
Razzle dazzle at its It's getting a bit loose as Gonzalez drains the three.
Far out. Not much you can do against a team that's shooting like this.
Webster now connects. It might have been the 8-3 for the Rams in this ball game. So many different shooting threats from deep. Here's another one of them, Josh Nickel.
Holy crap, it's raining in here.
50 is up for the Rams. And I don't think they're done yet, far from it. Here's Farrington. Gonzalez to Nickel. Oh. Can't get that one to go. The way it's going, this will go in. And that was almost the wee Michael Jordan shrug there from Stoddart as his 5th three goes down. Let's take a second look, courtesy of the GJ Gardner Holmes replay. In fact, that's the Gonzalez three. That was in the previous possession. It's just raining trays at Cowless.
It's kind of getting mean a little bit. Just relentless from these boys.
Yeah, relentless. Perfectly summarised there. It's Telfer. He hasn't stopped trying. It's not in his DNA. And he's up to 13 points now. Some respectability on this Sharks score. It's 24 points. It's Nickel now. That's all too easy. We'll head to the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
I think all game long it's been about knowing personnel, and as you see, Josh Nickel, a really great right-hand downhill guy. You've got to take away the strengths. They've been in that drops coverage and seem to be pretty comfortable in it, but Rams just absolutely tearing it apart. Got to know how to make adjustments at some point.
Wheeler finds Webster in the corner. Just a bit too much on it. Young Quake Webster. Farrington with the rebound. Gonzalez. Oh, gets the whistle. And free throws coming here for Hugo Gonzalez. Looking to get to double digits and join Stoddart on 17, Tonge and Nickel on 10.
17 points in a rapid league game.
Yeah.
That is freakish.
Yeah, 17 points for Stoddart on 6 of 9 shooting. 5 of them threes. 5 rebounds as well. He's had some big games in this rapid league competition. He's had another one this afternoon as Wheeler pulls up.
Oh. Okay, Wheels. Bit of razzle-dazzle from the goat. You know, Wheels was part of the inaugural Southland Sharks team back in 2010. Only player to be part of 3 championships ever.
Great to see him.
What's the highest
continuing
league game? We reckon we might have it.
Well, they're going to have a player timeout.
Of course.
Yeah, she's pretty close. 57-27.
Is that the record? 57?
Yeah, I just heard the gentleman to your right just asked the same question.
I think it might be.
Yeah, it'd have to be pretty close. Have to be.
Getting a fact check right now.
You got people in high places.
I'm ordering them around.
Farrington will inbound. 60 could be here for the taking. Stoddart almost pulled up from the Cowless car park. Nickel, though, in the corner. They do have 60, of course.
What the heck is going on? 11 threes, Nick. 11.
Relentless. You said it, Maya. They have not let their foot off the gas. (60-27) as Wheeler tries his utmost. That three offline. And they'll still have another 6.9 seconds here, the Rams. To well and truly put the icing on top. Tonge, Farrington, as we look at the stadium clock.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Pulls up. This would be out the gate. It won't matter. But the Rams, how about that? They have their 5th straight win in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. And to clarify, that is a team record for most points scored in a Rapid League game. 60-27, the previous height. He was 53. As we take a quick look at the stats courtesy of the Chemist Warehouse. Max Stoddart again, sensational. 17 points, including 5 threes. Aiden Tonge, you might have had a double-double in a Rapid League game. What is going on? We'll send it down to Maya Williamson. She's got Max Stoddart.
First of all, great night for yourself. Hot coming off the hand, 5 threes. How did you feel coming into tonight?
Oh, pretty good, pretty excited, just fizzing. Had a good Greek of training with the boys, and I was just ready to get after it.
Awesome, that's 5 on the trot. What's been working really well for your Rapid League team?
Oh, just pushing the pace. Starts with defense though, really. Getting stops, getting out and running, and then, I know the dominoes fall from there. We get open looks.
Awesome. What do you think you can translate to the Sal's NBL, just quickly?
Oh, it's good. I love the Rapid League, like getting out onto the actual Sal's NBL. It's good to get the confidence up and get the shot falling. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Mac. Thanks, man.
The time there, Max Stoddart. It'll be interesting to see if those Rams players who do get minutes here in the Sal's NBL can translate that outrageous offensive form across to the Sal's NBL. 60-27, confirming first team to 60 in the Sky Broadband Rapid League is the Canterbury Rams. We're going to take a short break here on Sky Sport. Don't go anywhere. Some highlights to take in of season 2024 to date before we're back at 6:30. Sal's NBL action between the defending champion Canterbury Rams and the Southland Sharks.
sorry. Last game? Yeah. Sliding off.
Basketball is a movie, and every game is a blockbuster. E for excitement, entertainment, energy, and epic. Cells NBL 2024 is rated E. Back to the moon. Watch out, 'cause I'm in my zone. I don't care what you think you got.
Kia ora, hello and welcome into Cowless Stadium in Ōtautahi, Christchurch. Sal's NBL action. The Canterbury Rams, the defending champions, hosting the Southland Sharks. The Rams looking for, can you believe this, their 16th win on the bounce. Nick Bewley here, Maya Williamson alongside. Well, we've just been treated to a captivating, ridiculous Rapid League contest. Well, probably it's a bit harsh to call it a contest, actually. It's not quite fitting. The Rams dropped 60 points in Rapid League, a new record. And if it's going to be anything like that in the Sal's NBL, then it's going to be tough viewing for a Southland Sharks fan. The Rams were sensational, and they have been in this competition, of course, still sitting top of the Pops. What's your prediction for this evening, Maya? Are they going to go 16 straight, or I guess more pertinently, what do the Sharks need to do to try and limit the damage and keep it close? Well,
the Sharks have been looking really good lately. They have had two great wins, the 98-83 against Nelson and then 93-82 against the Fight. And they've been in really, really good form, shooting the ball quite well. A number of their players have been getting to the rim and scoring in their preferred ways. So it's not going to be as much an offensive thing, but I think defensively is the hardest thing to stop. We just recently looked at the Canterbury Rams' recent games, and they've scored 100 in their last 4 hitouts. And as we know, Sharks aren't the greatest defensive team in the league, so it's going to be, you know, disallowing those three-point shots, boxing out, and disallowing them to eat up in the paint as much. But it's a pretty hard ask. I mean, 15 teams in a row couldn't do it, so.
But even still, Maya, you look at that ladder and top spot isn't secure, which is just remarkable. If you're just joining us here on Sky Sport as part of our basketball coverage this afternoon, this evening, a great contest between teams 2 and 3, undermanned, the Tuatara and the Airs. The Tuatara getting it done 77-76. So they move to 16 wins. The Rams still on 16 wins. Fate very much still in the hands of the men from Canterbury. A win tonight, a win on Thursday here at their home gym against Franklin, and they will secure top seed. But how outrageous is it that we're going down to the final round for top billing when you've got a team who's on a 15-game win streak?
It doesn't seem that believable. Like, I actually find that hard to believe. You'd think they'd be signed, sealed, delivered, the #1 spot. But it does make it good, right? It makes these last 2 games competitive. It means they can't be complacent, and the Franklin Bulls probably more likely than the Southland Sharks tonight. It means that they know they can give the Rams a run for their money and jig things up a little bit. And that's definitely not a comfortable win for the Rams on the Thursday against Franklin. So makes things competitive, I think, and, you know, holds the standards to the end, which we know that Judd Flavel likes to do.
Oh, he plays all 40 minutes.
He does indeed.
That is without question. There is the Sharks starting 5, who, as I mentioned, 2 of their 3 wins this season have come in their last 2 games. Asbury, Inga, Rob, Lonzo Burden and big Cal McRae, who's had the first triple-double in Sal's NBL season 2024. They are, of course, coached by Guy Malloy.
All right, coming off the back of 2 quite convincing wins, so things are shaping together nicely for you. How do you feel coming into tonight with that kind of confidence?
Yeah, I think that our whole environment's changed. We've just worked really hard to try and keep it positive and enjoyable for the guys to come to training and want to do their work, and they've responded really well. So, I think the last 6-7 weeks have been really good for us.
Awesome, and the Rams obviously are looking pretty good right now. They're on a roll. What are you looking to do to mitigate their effectiveness tonight?
Yeah, well, they've got threats all over the floor, and they do it both ends of the court. So I don't think that there's 1 or 2 particular things, but if you look at generalities, I think that we've got to contest shots really well. We can't give up blow-by penetration, and we certainly have to box out well. So look, just those general things. If we do those things well, that's a platform for us. Offensively, against their aggressive pressure, we'll do what we've been doing. We've been getting better results with it, so hopefully it works well tonight.
Awesome, thanks, Guy. Good luck.
The Wheeler Motor Company Rams starting 5, and illness has been a little bit of an issue in camp for the Canterbury Rams. Taylor Britt, the captain, couldn't make it to the season awards on Thursday night due to illness, but he will suit up at point guard with Kaya Isaac, Max Darling, Walter Brown and Lockie Albrecht, the starting 5. There's MJ Walker there in picture. He'll come off the bench. They're coached by Judd Flavel.
You guys are on a pretty good roll right now. I'm sure you've heard a lot about it, and a big change for you is that you're shooting a 3-ball really well. So what has it done for your team and for the opposition having to guard you?
I think we've taken like a real emphasis on attacking the paint, and a lot of that has been probably because of the coverages that we've seen, a lot of drops coverage, ice, and so allowing the ball to get into the paint, guys on the outside opening up, you know, shots and good looks from there too. So, yeah, Lockie, Taylor sort of been I guess, the focal points to attack that. And, you know, the Sharks, I guess, are in a similar situation with how they defend it. And so hopefully we can replicate that.
Awesome. You had a pretty comfortable win against them last time, but they've had 2 good wins recently. What are you looking to do to stop their momentum and continue yours? Yeah,
such a long time since we played them last, whenever that was. But, you know, they're playing well at the moment, one of the form teams. Offensively, they're, you know, like, I guess they play off the big man and McRae, and not just on his inside catches, but outside and the way they cut off him. I mean, it's a different look than what we've faced in recent times. So, you know, real important that we try to pressure those catches. Guys take care of their own cutters and, you know, and do the best we can and trying to limit their easy ones under the basket.
Awesome. Thanks, Judd. Good luck.
The scary thing too, Maya, about this Rams team, no KJ Buffin, excuse me, and in these last couple on that road trip, rolled ankle and still just seamless in terms of making up for that loss. 4 games, as mentioned, scoring 100 points. What is it about the depth of this team, this Rams unit, that guys like Kaya Isaac, Max Darling can just step up into a new role and it feels seamless? I think that's what makes them this team that has 15 wins on the trot and a potential championship back-to-back, is that they have so many guys that can slide into different roles and offer a lot on different nights as different guys. I mean, in their most recent showing against the Jets, they actually didn't have MJ or KJ, but Lockie had 30 points, Kaya had 20 points, Taylor had 12 points, Max had 21, not to mention a couple chips there from Walter Brown as well. And they have guys who can just heat up at any point, and they're all really smart decision makers. They all know how to create for each other, and I think it's that selfless style of basketball that they create the highest quality shots for each other, and then everything is falling. And not to mention, they're finally shooting well from beyond the arc, which just extends and opens their game up so much. Here is the Chemist Warehouse head-to-head. Last meeting between the two teams down in the Shark Tank. It was the Rams, as part of this winning streak, getting the job done 87-65. On that occasion, it was KJ Buffin, who is absent this evening, who top scored with 24 points. The key battle, certainly the bigs. Cal McRae certainly come alive from a statistical standpoint in the last couple. Triple-double, as mentioned, against the Nelson Giants. What's going to be key to that matchup against Lockie Albrecht, and which way do you see it going? 2 massive humans. You're a specialist when it comes to the tall timbers, so I'll leave it with you. Yeah, I know a lot about the old 7-foot game there, Nick. Honestly, I think Callum McRae could have the better of Lockie Albrecht tonight. You know, not a lot of people do, but he's 7'1", so he's got a couple of inches and probably a few kegs on Lockie Albrecht as well, and just the way he's been playing is outrageous. But I think as well, like, he creates for his teammates so well. 15.2 points a game, but 4 assists and 12 rebounds. He's just all over the floor, and I think what Lockie Albrecht does have on him is the speed, right? Callum's a very traditional big man and likes to play just down low, so if Lockie Albrecht can do what he was doing against the Saints and come off those punch screens and pop, or ghost off of on balls and then go downhill on Callum McRae, I think he'll have him there, but it's going to take a joint effort to stop Callum McRae down low. He had 16 points, 15 rebounds the last time these two teams met. Get involved in our mix and pick poll. Great prizes to be won courtesy of Sal's Pizza, of course. Pick the winner and by how much. 9% think the Sharks will end the streak. Oh, that is a little higher than I thought it would be, but hey, I guess if it happens, you're certainly going to win a bucket load of some great prizes. You never know. You never know. Oh, basketball's a funny game.
No, it is.
Stranger things have happened, but Look, it would be the upset of the season. I think it would be fair to say.
Yeah. Go down in the history books.
It's probably about time we acknowledge, no, you don't need to check your TV sets as we just take a quick look at the coin officials. A special shout out to Marty Davidson, who was just acknowledged in the pre-game, bringing up over 100 NBL games officiated, which is a fantastic achievement. Great to see guys like Marty give back after playing, getting into officiating. But the Sharks in whites, the Rams, well, they're in turquoise and orange. Space Jam outfits. It was a public vote as the ball is brought out onto the court. Yeah, a public vote via social media. And the Space Jam inspired singlet got the nods. And great too that all of these player singlets will be auctioned off. In fact, already on Trade Me, the auctions close on Wednesday, and all funds going towards the Aranui Community Trust Kai Fakura Kids campaign. And it is the Rams in their Space Jam uniforms open things up. It's pretty slick.
Yeah, they look nice. Oh!
And a highlight moment off the jump for Ulbrich.
He took our Space Jam quite literally.
What a way to start. Bumper crowd in here at Cowless as well. Barely an empty seat in the gym as Rob misses, but then contests that, and Taylor Britt might have been a little shaken up. Dislocated finger or something, but perhaps not, just a knock right on the tip of the finger, which is very niggly.
Yeah, he's had a little bit of trouble with that hand throughout the season, just getting a couple of knocks, but the Rams have to be careful. Cooper Robb, really good with his hands, averaging 2.7 steals a game, so to be wary of his active hands in the backcourt especially.
There's Brown now up top, firing away from three, drains it. Another hot start for the home team.
Uh-oh.
Well, in rapidly, I think it took about 3.5 minutes for the first miss. So let's watch if that can be replicated in the NZNBL as big Cal McRae gets to work and just loops it up and in with the left.
Interestingly, opting for just a single coverage on Callum McRae, and that's what he likes to do. He'll survey his options, and then back down as Taylor Britt connects. Oh my goodness, Nick.
8 quick points in 90 seconds for the Rams. There's Burden, though, in the face of Britt. Hot start offensively, both teams. This is good stuff.
That's Alonzo Burden. He shoots 6 threes a game and shoots it at a 42% clip. If you leave him open, he'll knock it down, that's for sure. And I'm sure that's in the Rams scout.
Here is the battle of the bigs now, and a bit of double team action coming on Ulbrich as Britt now has to fire away from real deep, and the first miss finally comes for the Rams. Good work there defensively by the Sharks, putting that pressure on Ulbrich, forcing the late pass. Asbury, McRae fires it to Rob in the corner. Oh, everything but the bucket there for Southland. I like the look, though.
Yeah, that's a brilliant look. Callum McRae is just so good out of that high post, a little bit like Nikola Jokic. Taylor Britt, his second triple. As I was saying, though, Callum McRae will see a lot of that. Barely even needs to put the ball on the floor and find shooters. Hopefully they can connect like Taylor Britt's been doing.
Nothing wrong with that finger, clearly. The knock on it a couple of minutes ago. Britt with 2 early triples as McRae almost loses the handle. Good work there by Ulbrich.
And that's great defense, just sending bodies, forcing him into that dead zone along the baseline.
Oh, again. Timeout called by Guy Malloy. TB3. 3 of them. How about that from the Rams captain? Most improved player for the Rams at their awards night on Thursday. And I tell you what, Maya, if it was up to me, he has that award hands down for the league.
100%. I think You know, if we didn't think it before, he's come out and hit 3 triples in the first quarter. Sometimes he doesn't even shoot that many in a game, let alone make them in the first quarter. I think his name is written all over it, and he extends his game so much by being able to shoot the 3-ball. And Guy Malloy will have some choice words to say to the Sharks at the moment, I believe.
There is the Sharks huddle. That timeout called, just shy of 3 minutes gone. The Rams, and 4 3-pointers to open things up. 3 of them from Britt, the other one Walter Brown. There's been another explosive offensive start from this Rams roster. And as Maya mentioned in the pre-game, have scored 100 or more points in their last 4. That's seen them go up to second in terms of points scored for the league for the season. Just averaging a tick over 97. That to go along with second in defence. They are humming.
And they've finally bumped up their 3-point percentage now to just a tick under 33% as well, which is among actually the best in the league, which I've said previously has just completely extended the game for them.
It was in the mid to high 20s, I feel, just about a month to 6 weeks ago. So it really goes to show how well it's gone in the last half a dozen games as Burden stays with it. And a much-needed bucket just to stop the rot momentarily there for Southland. Here's Britt again with the hot hand. Ulbrich, Darling now. He'll fire away from 3. Nothing but nylon for Big Max. 5th 3 of the game.
You know, what can you do? Like Taylor Britt and Lockie in that pick and roll situations just draw so much attention, and from that, everything is so open.
Oh, how about the steal now? Ulbrich upstairs! They are on their feet at Cowless, and with good reason. 19-7. There's been some hot starts. This is right up there. There's Brown. Gives away the foul. Good drive there by Zoe Burden. So we take another look at the hustle from Lockie Ulbrich. Got the steal and slams it home.
Is there something different about these jerseys? Like some little extra power or something?
Well, yes. I know you were saying, Maya, that Space Jam. How many times have you watched it?
I knew you were going to bring this up. Like, I haven't seen it. I'll be honest. But I remember you also saying, Nick, you couldn't remember a single thing about it. So you're not much better than me.
Yeah, look, it's been a while. It's been some time, but yeah. Some superpowers. Yeah. No, you're right on the money there. You're playing like they got something extra going on at the minute. Behind the back from Britt now. There's Ulbrich. Spin move on McRae. It is all Ulbrich over McRae early.
And that's what we expected, him catching on the perimeter and kind of enticing Callum McRae to close out, and then just using that foot speed mismatch to his advantage.
Asprey can't connect with the corner 3, and here comes Ulbrich again, doing it all himself, pushing the pace maybe a bit too much there behind the back. As Britt, not a 4th. McRae with the rebound.
That would just be rude. Got to be nice to the guests.
21-9. And what about the closeout from Brown on Burden? They're just getting it done on both ends. And now we have MJ Walker Jr. into the ball game, the import off the bench, along with Aiden Tonge, Kai Isaac, Max Darling come out. We'll see MJ Walker Jr. some reps up this evening. Concussion. Return from a head knock, and here he is with it now on the transition. Spin on Asprey. Tries to fashion it. Extravagant looking shot and can't get it to go as Cooper Robb the other way.
It's a pretty tough look for MJ in transition. Probably could have afforded to be a little more patient with that one.
There's Robb now, 7 seconds on the shot clock. And McRae will like this matchup down low on Tonge. Gets to his left. And that is bread and butter stuff for the 7'1", Cal McRae.
I don't think I've ever seen him miss one of those left-hand hook shots over his right shoulder. He's just so effective, and especially over Aiden Tonge, smaller matchup. He's going to make that all day, every day.
Oh, Brett just couldn't find the pass. And now Asbury from the elbow. It's perhaps settling there a touch, Southland, after the stop.
Just looked over at Coach Guy Malloy and forcing them to slow down, asking them, you know, it's not often they get these easy positions in trans. Lockie Albrecht gets a 3 of his own.
Hasn't missed. Albrecht up to 9 points, matching Taylor Britt's first quarter haul. The Rams lead by 13. Burden. A really good three-point shooting season. Can't get that one to go. Britt now with impetus. Back to Albrecht. The extra pass, Walker Jr. in the corner. Count it.
That's the thing, it's just such a selfless style of basketball, right? Lockie Albrecht penetrated, he saw an open man, and Taylor Britt with a hot hand decides to give it up. One more. The depth and the selflessness of this basketball, incredible.
6 threes now for the Rams. Rocking their Space Jam inspired uniforms as Asbury can't get that to go. Good work late there by Walter Brown. It pinballs around and ends up in Cal McRae's lap.
And interestingly, although Rams are the best offensive rebounding team in the league, the Sharks sit at second, much to the help of Callum McRae, who averages 4 offensive rebounds a game. So that's something they're going to have to be careful about, put some bodies on them early.
Yeah, it might be an overall here. Initially ruled the way of the Sharks. Regan Ashley and Hamish Dale having a chat, and it is an overall. Good work there. And we'll stay with the Rams. 27-13 they lead. 7 of 9 from 3, 77%.
Wow.
To open up. And Tucky Farrington into the ball game now, who seemed to find his three-point radar on the recent road trip. Darling, Burton in front. Oh, good work there by Asbury. And then gets it off Walker Jr. And gets the finish. Great work there by Caleb Asbury.
Caleb Asbury is a great defensive guard, just gets his hands in everything, and then really good going in transition as well. That was a quality look for the Sharks.
He had a nice line last time these two teams met. 14 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. He's bouncy, isn't he, Asbury, at both ends.
Yeah, and then just notably, the last 2 games he's had 25 points, 3 assists, 7 rebounds, and then 27 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, and 5 steals. So he's been on fire recently.
Taylor Britt heads to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. And into double digits. Late in the first quarter. How many times have we seen the Rams 30 on this first quarter in games at home? There's Tama Isaac now checks in. Taylor Britt will get a well-earned breather.
Doesn't even look like he's tired.
Has he ever looked tired?
I don't think so.
He's braidening it. Cooper Robb now. He's been a bit more patient and measured there, Southland. And the foul call is going to go on Walker Jr.
I really like that from Cooper Robb. He's really good at facilitating the Sharks offense and really good at being patient. And at the moment, it's easy for them to get sped up, but he's bringing a nice calmness to the Sharks offense. I think they really need that.
Gets it back from Burden Robb. There he is again. Step back 3. Oh, that is silky smooth. Cooper Robb. Deep in his bag there with the 3.
You know, typically a facilitator, but can score when need be, and looks like he's willing to be that role today for the Sharks. They're struggling a little bit.
Farrington now, corner 3. Just away to the left.
And Brandon Inger there doing a really good job at being physical on Aiden Tonge, who loves to crash the offensive glass. Did some work on him early, got him out of position, and it's a really underrated skill.
Oh, lovely cut there. Cooper Robb with 5 quick points. And credit to the Sharks, just hanging around here after this offensive explosion by the home team. The deficit now in single digits. Walker Jr., Tonge, corner three. Count it.
He had 3 of those, I believe, in the Rapid League, showing he's quite efficient from that corner 3 spot.
8-3 for the Rams. Late this first quarter, Asbury almost loses the handle. Inga. Late in the shot clock here. Post up. Oh, lovely finish. Braden Inga.
That's a go-to look for him in the post, and it's really hard to defend a fadeaway shot like that.
It's about a 2-second differential here between game and shot clock. Tama Isaac using it wisely. Here's the screen from Darling, gets the switch. Walker Jr., catch and shoot. Just away to the right and evades Tonge. And just a little bit of time left. Guy Malloy to bring Cal McRae back into the ball game. 0.8 of a second. Quarterback-esque style pass, perhaps, from Scotty Telfer. McRae will put up the prayer, and it's away to the left. That'll do it for an entertaining first quarter. The Canterbury Rams caught fire from 3, shooting 8 of 12 from beyond the arc to lead 32-22. Welcome back to Cowless Stadium in Christchurch, where the Rams lead the Sharks 32-22. Well, shooting the 3 ball well is contagious, because some young fella's just won $200 banking it in from about 40 feet.
That was epic.
That was awesome.
Cows loved that one.
Bringing the energy and some. Great contest. This one, I thought it was going to drift away there for the Sharks at one point, but they have kept it within arm's length. As Berenson now pushing the pace. Darling. Pass back to Walker Jr. Olbrich now posting up on Braden Inga and gets it to drop. Now, Lockie Olbrich's efficient night continues. Hasn't missed, and now a turnover.
He was just so good, Lockie, recognising that hot closeout that he had, attacked the high foot, and then for the mismatch and a nice finish. Oh my goodness. It hasn't stopped, Nick.
No, it certainly hasn't. They are on fire from deep. Their Space Jam inspired uniforms, which are on auction on Trade Me. All funds going towards the Aranui Community Trust. Get involved. buy one, wear one, you might all of a sudden be shooting 70% from 3. Your local gym.
A pretty decent effort, though, for the Sharks. It's really hard to play against a team that shoots like that because there really isn't much you can do. You try to take away the drive because they've got so many threats going downhill, and you give up 3, you have to, and luckily the Rams are just able to capitalise right now. But other than that, their first quarter performance was actually really good. Just the 1 turnover when they averaged 15 a game, only gave up 1 offensive rebound for the Rams. So pretty good effort, all things considering.
Rear turnover for the Rams. There's Asbury now. Where the Sharks go to. McRae's got 6, Burden's got 7. Burden off the floor at the minute. Rob, back to McRae. And a blocking foul on Walker Jr. That'll be his second. And he'll check back out. And one Isaac brother in, the other out. Taylor Britt back into the game too. Here's McRae. Rob up high. Long 2. It's a bit too much on it. Farrington gets a touch and lands with Britt. Farrington in motion. Way to the left. What about team heat check moment there, you feel, Maya?
Yeah, I'm not totally sure about that from Taki. I think maybe a little bit more patience. We could see the ball work a little bit more. You can understand it, but I think patience is still required despite having a hot hand as a team.
How about the facilitation there of McRae? Lovely cut, Inga. You bang on, Maya. They're playing some real handy basketball. They're just up against an elite team here. And now Britt.
Oh my gosh.
All too easy. Up to 13 points now.
Yeah, well, that's the thing for Taylor, right? He's hit 3 threes now. She's starting to play him a little higher, and then he's able to read a high look off of that and just cut the back door. The help's really got to be there, but you know, if you help off too much, it's a 3-point shooter in the corner. It's a tough position for Southland to be in.
Between a rock and a hard place in many ways, aren't they, the Sharks? Is Farrington now. Again, a tough shot from Tucky. Doesn't fall.
Feels a bit like tunnel vision at the moment as he gets in the paint, and just those really difficult shots off 1 foot, fading away and losing his balance. Not really a high production shot for a Rams offense.
Good work there, Scott Telford. Coach Judd Flavel's seen enough in front of us here, walking up and down the sideline. Just want to talk things through. 13-point ball game in favour of the Rams.
I think for Judd, it's like knowing that they're not going to be able to rely on a hot shooting night all night. You know, that would be lovely, but it's unlikely that you shoot at a really high clip for all 40 minutes. And, you know, if they start to die off, we've seen the way that the Sharks are still playing some good basketball, so they can't afford just to loosen up and rely on that 3-point shooting. They've still got to do the little things, and that's 2 positions in a row where they've had a back cut and a layup, and then Scott Telford just got someone up in the air and laid it up off 2 feet. They just got to be a little bit careful about all those small things at the moment.
Judd really holds everything to the highest of standards, particularly at this pointy end of the season, heading towards playoffs. All going well for the Rams. They might not have to leave Christchurch.
Yeah, oh, that would be quite nice for them, I believe.
Last regular season home game on Thursday night against Franklin. A win tonight, win there. That'll lock up top seed. Home finals, of course, this season. It'll be a fascinating final 6. No question about it. The Tall Blacks to return.
That'll make things interesting.
Certainly.
The Tuatara looking good without a couple of Tall Blacks, so you can imagine what they'll be like with the additions of them back.
Here are the Rams now on offense with Britt. Just crafty. In and around the cup, Taylor Britt. 15 points now, almost up to his season average.
I spoke to Judd about that. Taylor and Lockie pick and roll at the moment on the awards night, and he just said that's what their go-to is every time offensively now. It's just so hard to guard, and they're just such big threats. Nobody can stop it, really.
Great work there, Cooper Robb with the response. Certainly not making it easy. The Sharks as Isaac now pulls up. Kai Isaac, that is. Got himself a really productive month or so.
He's so good at going downhill and stopping on a dime. He's got really good balance and a nice high release. And like I said, had a really good road trip. He's obviously developed a bit of momentum and confidence from that.
How about Cooper Robb, though? Up to 9 points. Starting to get rolling here in the second quarter. And they get a stop, Southland. Oh, lovely thread of the needle. Isaac to Tonge played a ton of basketball together, and the connection there on point.
And that's what we speak about, the depth, right? You know, the ability for Kai Isaac to create off the dribble and Aiden Tonge to make decisions off the ball. Poses a real threat for all 5 defenders of the Sharks and forces them all to be engaged. Bit of miscommunication on that play, sent 2 to the ball, and really good decision from Kai Isaac.
Rob comes out and is Caleb Asbury, who has possession now to Burden. They go to McRae. Late in the shot clock here, McCall going to the right and draws the whistle and a foul. And a couple of fouls in back-to-back possessions on Lockie Ulbrich. And he's just waving back at the bench saying, "No, keep me in, coach." So, it's not the big Aussie's going to get his way for now.
And that's the risk, I guess. He, obviously, like we said, probably a few less kicks than Callum McRae and a few less inches as well. So he's obviously in a little bit of a vulnerable position. He does have to be careful, but there's no one else really better in the team to guard him than Lockie.
Splits the free throws is McRae, who's up to 7 points. Go along with 4 rebounds. It's Isaac now. Oh, great recovery, Burden. And Ulbrich can't finish. Good work, Southland. They get that stop they've been craving. Asbury with the juggle. Fires it to the corner. Braden Inget, quick catch and release. Can't hit the 3. Tonge calling for help. Just to pass it 2 metres ahead of Britt to run onto. And they'll go back to the Britt and Ulbrich combination. The help defence came via McRae. The whistle and the foul is also forthcoming. And Lockie Ulbrich will head to the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Some new kicks for Lockie Ulbrich as well, I think. He's all new today. New uniform, new shoes.
Well, it's got a match.
I'm not sure if those quite match his uniform.
Well, there's a little bit of turquoise, I reckon. That's kind of... It is quite hard to match with turquoise and orange.
Yeah, what can you do about that, eh?
He's going to check out after the free throws. Recently minted Rams MVP at their awards night on Thursday. Asbury loses the handle, slips and gets a late whistle. Get us to the far side official, Hamish Dale. Coach Malloy wants to talk things over as well. Just an interesting little juncture here, down 16. I tell you what, Maya, they still feel very much in this. It's an odd 16-point lead.
I totally agree. It doesn't really feel like there's a whole lot of momentum going the Rams' way, or that they're totally dominant at the moment. I think just like we saw, just an absolute shooting display for them is really the only reason they're ahead. Sharks are not necessarily doing anything wrong, or there's not a lot they could really improve on. I think the hot hand for the Rams just makes them extremely, extremely hard to guard.
And that three-point shooting for the Rams has cooled off a touch. 8 threes in that first quarter. They've just added the 1 here in the second. 9 of 15. So it's been a bit more of a disciplined defensive effort combined with that three-point shooting just cooling off a touch.
I think for the Sharks, they have 20 points in the paint. Their field goal percentage isn't terrible. They're not shooting well from beyond the arc, but they have a typically not great assist to turnover ratio in the season, and they haven't turned the ball over all too many times. Just 2 turnovers for them, and a few offensive boards as well. So like we said, they're not really doing a whole lot of things wrong. I think it could make it a little bit interesting before we get into the halftime mark.
See how they come out after the timeout. It's Burden. It's into Rob. He's had himself a good ball game so far, 9 points. Connects with McRae. No Albrecht on the floor as well. There's Asbury, corner 3, drains it. First 3 of the night for Caleb Asbury.
That was a great offense, a nice high post catch for Callum McRae. The cut and slide from Caleb, didn't get it, but continued his momentum, and then a nice corner 3. It's a really good offense for the Sharks.
And they get another stop. Darling with the miss. McRae tidies it up. Here comes Southland. Burden. Rob. Asbury again. Off to the right. Brown with the rebound.
Bit of a why not shot there from Caleb Asbury. Can't blame him.
No one picks up Tonge, but he can't finish with the left.
He'll definitely be mad at himself for missing that bunny.
Now Rob and McRae disappointed. And Britt crashes to the floor. Big tumble. And the foul, I believe, will go on Braden Inga. Taylor Britt will shake it off. And take a second look, and just might have even just tripped over his own feet there. And there was some contact. Come via Zoe Burden.
I mean, that's one way to stop Taylor Britt in transition, I guess.
Needs must. Britt with 15 points on 5 of 7 shooting, 3 assists as well. Averaging 16 and 6 on the season. Great work, Kyle Isaac. Bully ball from the young fella. How about that?
He is the smallest 4 I've ever seen in my life. So strong.
He really relishes it though, doesn't he? For it, he's used to playing that 1-2 guard position. He does not shy away from the physicality. A bit of a momentum swing, you feel, in the last couple of possessions.
Yeah, I felt like the Sharks were a little bit in it, and now they've had a couple of turnovers, and Rams have found their feet a little bit once again, found better buckets. And
frustration though there. Walker Jr. not finishing there. Close to the cup, but we'll head to the Chemist Warehouse strike. One of 4 players, I believe, who's hit 40 points this season. I saw a curious stat in Casey's corner. All players who have hit 40 points this season have been in a losing effort, which is quite staggering. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
MJ's, of course, happened against the Auckland Tuatara the last time the Rams lost.
Man, that doesn't seem quite right, does it?
No. Very strange happenings I think we called the Ty Webster 40-piece.
Yeah, oh, true.
That was in a loss to the Rams.
Oh, he was on an island that game.
So basically, don't score 40.
Don't score 40, it's not good. Maybe 50, what do we reckon? Someone can push 50.
Well, we had a rapid league record for a team. The Rams scored 60 here tonight, which was just beyond belief how well they were going offensively.
No wonder they came into the game shooting the ball so well.
A real tangle there as Darling gets a foul well before the shooting motion. But in the bonus, so we'll head to the Chemist Warehouse stripe nonetheless.
The Sharks' defensive discipline hasn't been too bad. This is only the 7th and 8th trip to the line, I believe, for the Rams. So that and a whole half, not too bad. A little mismatch in terms of size outside of Callum McRae, though.
Darling splits the free throws. McRae grabbing the rebound. The Rams up to 50 points with 1:25 to play in the half. The Sharks playing tough. Talfa. Nice find from McRae. And more free throws coming up here for Southland.
Next, Darling, just a little bit late on that rotation. A nice cut from Scott Talfa, fouled, of course, by Callum McRae. Pushed a chest into him. I like that basketball from the Sharks.
Yeah, McRae's ability to facilitate is just such an asset for a big. Really just opens the floor up for the Sharks. Guys like Talfa, Rob, Burden, able to get in and around, cutting to the basket. Must be about that time where free stuff has been given away, because I can barely hear myself think, Maya. But,
sorry, what did you say again?
There's a bumper crowd in here, as it should be for this Rams team.
100%. You love the environment in here. It's awesome. This Cowless culture, not the highest quality gym in the entire world.
Don't you say bad things about this place.
I'm sorry.
You won't be welcome back.
I won't be letting the doors next week against the Bulls. Justin, you got that game all to yourself.
Yeah.
Pretty electric though. A final here.
Yep.
That would be crazy.
Certainly could be on the cards. Don't want to get too far ahead of themselves, the Rams, but that would be special. Scott Talfa with the free throws.
A weird high five between Scott Talfa and Kaya Isaac just happened. I'm not really sure that was about. Looked like a friendly one though.
Can't make the second. And Britt, Tonge, Kaya Isaac, Walker Jr. and Darling on the floor here for the Rams as Walker Jr. Baseline drive. Can't get that layup to go. Slightly frustrating night for MJ Walker Jr. thus far.
I think a bit of urgency on him to score as well. He feels like he's got his head down, trying to get at the rim and get something going for himself. Wasn't a terrible look, but quite a difficult one to finish.
Again, late in the clock, Rob. Oh, that step back three, almost an identical spot from earlier in the ball game. That's his spot, clearly.
Yeah, really hot start for Cooper Rob. It feels like he's put the team on his back a little bit. Sees that they're struggling and just really willing to create for himself and hitting those step backs, so why go away from it?
Here's Walker Jr. Look good off the hand. And the Rams answer back with a three of their own. just their second three of the second quarter after hitting 8 in that first quarter. And a player timeout called here. Shot clock off. 10.3 seconds to go. The Sharks were down by 10 at quarter time. They've done pretty well to keep it to 13. Could get it back to that 10-point margin here. I think Guy Malloy would be relatively happy after 20 minutes of basketball, all things considered.
Yeah, well, if a team hits 10 threes in the first half and you're only down by 10 at halftime, you definitely cannot complain about that.
Rob to McRae. Oh, loses the handle. Britt, late in the clock. Walker Jr. gets it off in time. Just away to the left. Half time here at Cowless Stadium, where the Rams looking for their 16th win on the bounce. Lead the Sharks 53-40 as Guy Malloy having a deep discussion there with Regan Ashley, the coin official. It's been some shooting night from the Rams. Taylor Britt among the action again. He's got 15 points at the halftime break and he's standing by with Meyer.
All right, really hot start for you guys. What was working well? 53 points and a half. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I guess we made a lot of threes, which helps. Got to be better on defense, though. 40 points is too much.
What kind of adjustments do you think you're going to make defensively coming into the second half to blow it out a little bit more?
Cal's kind of picking us apart on the low posts with their cutters and stuff like that, so just honing in on that stuff.
Awesome, thanks. Good luck for the second half. All right, now I'm here with Cooper Rob. Hot start for the Rams, but you guys came back. What worked well for you in that tail end of the first half?
We stopped Britt. He got going early, and then we kind of just stopped him, and then they didn't get as many threes, so his defensive side.
Awesome. What do you think you're going to adjust to now in the second half? What kind of things are you looking to do to bring this lead back a little more?
Still just, focus on the defensive side of the ball, getting stops, and then kind of slowing it down. They want to play fast right now, so, playing our game.
Awesome. Thank you. Good luck for the second half.
Thoughts there at Taylor Britt and Cooper Rob, who's got himself 12 points, leading all scorers for the Southland Sharks. It's halftime here at Cowless Stadium in Ōtautahi, Christchurch, where the Rams lead the Sharks 53-40. Welcome back to Cowless Stadium in Christchurch. Sal's NBL action where the Rams lead the Sharks by 13. Nick Bewley here with Maya Williamson alongside as we take a look into the inner sanctum of the Rams from their Space Jam inspired uniform. And Maya, what stood out to you in that first 20 minutes? It felt like it was going to go and really blow out. This is a team in first against a team in 10th.
No.
But kudos to the Sharks.
Kudos to the Sharks indeed, especially after such a hot start for the Rams. They had 8 threes in that opening quarter, but interestingly just up to 9 now. So just hit the one in that second quarter. I think that's what was the saving grace for the Sharks, and then they just really did everything right. They've got a almost 50% field goal percentage. They can't shoot really well from beyond the arc at the moment, but as you can see, they've got scorers across the board. Cooper Robb was really impressive. Lonzo Burden got going, and Callum McRae's on a roll at the moment as well. And I spoke about a little bit before, they average about 16 turnovers a game, only giving up 4 now. And yeah, I think across the board, they've actually played a really good game of basketball.
I certainly agree. It doesn't feel like a 13-point lead is comfortable for this Canterbury Rams team. And in many ways, they'll appreciate this kind of test as they enter the playoff picture. They've had some large wins. They've dropped 100 in their last 4 games. Could very well drop 100 still tonight, halfway there. But with playoffs incoming, they will in many ways appreciate the test. So it's going to be an intriguing, I always feel like that first 5 minutes of the third quarter really sets up the rest of the second half.
Yeah, it's usually really telling. And you know, we had that in the last home game we called with the Saints. They came out really hot out of halftime, and then from that couple of minutes just dropped completely, and the Rams were on a roll. And I'm sure Judd will have some choice words to say about them still executing the little things. Like we said, their 3-point shooting has cooled off, so they can't afford to rely on it a little bit as much as they were at the start of the game. So really important they continue to do the little things.
Great to see the big names in at Cowless Stadium as well. Leslie Murdoch in the house, which is fantastic to see. Dual international Sky Sport commentator for the ANZ Premiership. Heaps of people in enjoying this Canterbury Rams team in Christchurch. We'll take another break here on Sky Sport. The second half up next. Second half approaching here at Cowless Stadium in Christchurch. Sal's NBL. Rams going for 16 straight. A little bit of a test here from the Southland Sharks, who have won their last two. The final results in from our pre-game poll. I'll tell you what, I'd like to be in that 1 to 20 bracket rather than 21 plus. It feels like it's on a knife edge, but I'm putting a bit of money on the Sharks to hang tough here. Like I said, I feel like this next 5 minutes, this first 5 minutes of the second half, pivotal.
Yeah, 100%. And I think if it's going to go any way, it'd be the Rams. They just have so much depth behind them in comparison to what the Sharks have. They're playing great basketball, admittedly, but there's not a lot that they can bring off the bench that'll make a difference. It's 14 bench points for Canterbury as opposed to just 3 for the Sharks. But, you know, anything can happen, and they've played a way better game than I was expecting, so you never know.
The Rams, Space Jam inspired uniforms, looking to get their 16th straight win. And as we mentioned in the pre-game, be critical that they continue to win if they want to secure top seed and have that home advantage all the way through. They continue to win in the finals. And Tuatara earlier today, 77-76 winners over the Airs. The Airs could have very well done the Rams a favour there had they got the job done, but not to be.
Boys.
I don't think the Airs would be wanting to do Rams any favours, to be perfectly honest, after that when they had up there in New Plymouth not too long ago. Early stop here for Southland. Let's see where they go to offensively. McRae. Cooper Robb had a really good first half, 12 points, leading all scorers for the Sharks. Burden with it now. Trying to get it back to McRae late in the shot clock. The defence here from the Rams. Oh, that's a prayer from Inga. And as Rob goes crashing into the Rams bench, he's having a chuckle back up on his feet. How about that 23.5 seconds of defence there by the Rams?
Yeah, great defensive stop. As you just see Braden Inga there trying to force something up. Rams did a great job knowing the scout, forcing Callum McRae to play quite highly and then sending bodies to the dead zone for Alonzo Burton. And really didn't have any options at all.
There's Taylor Britt. Darling. And the Rams pick up from where they left off in the first quarter anyway. And they start in the second half how they started the first. 11-3 now for the Rams. 11-19 on the night. McRae. Here's this matchup we're all looking forward to with Ulbrich. And again, Ulbrich gets the points win.
It's a pretty rare miss from under the bucket for Callum McRae. His right hand obviously not as favoured.
Just evades Burden there. Opens the lane up for Taylor Britt. And he makes him pay. That's the fine margins, isn't it?
And it's like you said, Nick, these first 5 minutes of the third quarter quite crucial for what seems to be the momentum for the rest of the game. And it's all Rams at the moment.
Yep, 5-0 to open the third quarter. And now a travel. You mentioned the turnover count being you're being really impressed with for the Sharks, given, what is it, 16 they average a game. Just a couple here to open the third quarter. And a bucket here, and just like that, it's a 20-point lead.
This is probably more reflective of what I was expecting pre-game. They're really showing their class now, the Rams.
A really interesting, really interesting substitution just there with McRae coming out 2 minutes into the third quarter. Ulbrich recognising he's off the floor and adding 2.
That's interesting. Callum McRae's a guy who plays quite a few minutes, just under 34 minutes a game, I believe. I did see him holding his back a little bit before, so, you know, that could be an option.
Taylor Britt called for the foul. It was all ball. Court officials seeing it differently. And in the act of shooting as well. So Scotty Telfer with Free throw attempts to come from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. There is Cal McRae. Surely just a short-term breather, we hope.
I'd hope so. And for all the time he's on the bench, I'm sure Lockie Ulbrich will be looking to exploit the mismatch. No one really on the floor that can size up with Lockie the way that Callum can.
Telfer makes them both. Yeah, it's Braden Inga who has to match up against Ulbrich for the time being at the 5. There'll be a bit of pick and roll action here. Is Ulbrich! Lockie Ulbrich doing what he does best. Taking advantage and dunking it with authority, and now swatting it. Call him Blocky Ulbrich. And now Brown upstairs. Oh, timeout's about to be called. Guy Malloy doesn't, well, eventually he gets his way, but how about that for back-to-back possessions? The big fella from South Australia getting it done on both ends. Let's take another look. This is Walter Brown after the Ulbrich block. The trampoline was out there for Walter as well.
He wanted the jam. He wanted the space jam. And that's what happens when Callum McRae's off the court, right? Like, Lockie Ulbrich just absolutely taking advantage. Such an athlete. And that massive momentum swing you're talking about here, Nick. That first 5 minutes coming into the second half, it's really do or die. And at this point, is there much the Sharks can do to claw it back?
Well, it's an 11-2 run to open the third quarter. And, you know, that might take all the wind out of the sails, really, for the Sharks. They look up now, feel like they haven't really done all that much wrong, and they're down 22.
And I think for them as well, like Callum McRae, only 7 points. And then Caleb Asbury, who's been on an absolute heater these last 2 wins, only 5 points, 2 of 7 from the field. So for Rams to be continuing the momentum, and the Sharks unable to find much offensive rhythm really outside of Cooper Robb, it's going to be hard for them to claw it back.
Britt and Ulbrich both now on 17 points. Super efficient as well. Britt 6 of 8 from the field, and Lockie Ulbrich 7 of 9. And that big time jam before there is your man, Caleb Asbury, with a 3, much needed for the Sharks after the timeout.
And we can see Callum McRae sitting at the subs bench, so just a quick stint for him. I'm sure he'll be looking to slow down the momentum that Lockie Ulbrich has right now.
Asbury, of all players, getting in a bit of a tangle with Ulbrich down low. Not happy with the call there. And McRae comes in. First minutes too, I believe, Andrew Wheeler, a veteran, into the ball game, just to add a bit of calm and experience. And try and get back into this one. Ulbrich, oh, a rare communication breakdown. And a turnover for the Rams.
I think he was expecting Taylor Britt to be in the corner a little bit earlier than he was. Looks like they might have banged heads on the way as well, the two big men.
20-point lead. And extended from the 13-point buffer the Rams had at half-time. Asbury, good hands there by Robb. Hauling it in from his left. Tough shot, just can't get it to go. Darling with the rebound.
That's an incredible defensive position. Not only the good hands from Walter Brown, but 2 really effective hard shows to completely neutralise the on-ball screens there for the Sharks. And the Rams are really rolling.
Oh dear. Guy Isaac, it's far too easy. Perhaps fatigue as well, creeping in for the Sharks.
Now, only 6 people have played for the Sharks.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking, with Wheeler finally coming on, whether that fatigue issue is very much a factor. such is the intensity the Rams play at both ends. Brown gets the rebound. There is a whistle. And it'll be Southland Sharks ball, last touch by the Rams. McRae with Albrook in front. Asprey with the crossover. Good find there, McRae. And goes to his right and gets a much needed bucket for Southland.
Only 6 points in the half now for Southland. And then obviously conceding quite a few for the Rams as well. It's a nice bucket for Callum McRae.
Oh, heavy contact on Brown. Not happy about it either. And Hamish Dale in there just before everyone gets a bit too carried away. As we take a second look, it was Caleb Asprey who came over to help. And he's still pretty annoyed, which you don't usually see from Walter Brown. Usually quite an unflappable young man.
Pretty calm head on him, actually. But you can kind of understand. He took a pretty hard hit there. And looks pretty sore on the old tailbone.
There's a wee way down for Brown when he hits up. And this is the first, Brown.
So was whistled unsportsmanlike.
Yeah.
Probably rightfully so.
.21 points is the lead. Went through that first 5 minutes of the second half. And it is the Rams who have hit a couple of haymakers to push it out. On that 20-point buffer. Really need to stop here, the Sharks. Walker Jr., too much distance for a shooter of his caliber. Just can't get the three to go.
Hasn't really been his night. That's 3 from 9 now. And pretty tough day to beat him at the moment, but that's the great things about the Rams' depth. Don't necessarily need him to have a hot night.
Wheeler can't get the three to go. Away to the right. A real battle on the glass. Holbrook and McRae. And a foul on Albrook, in fact. That'll be his third. Something to keep an eye on there. A small win for McRae. Oh, the hand of Brown getting in the way. The inbound pass. Here comes Albrook. Oh, misses the bunny. The Bugs Bunny, if you will. Yeah.
Nice one, Nick.
Thanks, Mike. Telfer now with the little floater, and there we go, the Sharks. Must be the start of a little run. Albrook. Oh, gets the tough finish. Doesn't let that moment a minute ago impact his mindset. Goes straight back to work, unflustered, and a potential three-point play.
You can see just the willingness to go downhill and attack that mismatch in terms of foot speed. Callum McRae definitely the slower of that matchup, and Lockie will be pretty bummed about the bunny. He missed the position before. But like you said, real classy, professional mindset. Don't get in your head about it. Go and get yours. And he does just that.
And another 20-point ball game for Albrook. That's his 9th of the season.
Oh, my goodness.
Averaging 20 points. I should say 20 points, 12 rebounds a night. Telford, nice move, just leaves the mid-range a touch short. Albrook now just goes cannoning into Wheeler. It's a blocking foul.
You can always trust the energy off the bench from Andrew Wheeler, that's for sure.
And the body on the line. Taking a few charges in his time.
Still unhappy about it as he makes his way to the bench. You got to respect the man. You got to respect him.
Taki Farrington in the ball game for the Rams, the inbound. Britt Walker Jr. trying to get something going for him offensively, and he does just that. He's up to 11 points.
Rams looking pretty dominant now, Nick.
Yeah, not for the first time I'm wrong in terms of the 1 to 20 or 21 plus camps for mix and pick poll. Still a wee way to go as Farrington now draws the whistle and a foul. And shooting 2 will be Taki Farrington. As Ulbrich comes out. Max Darling back in. Makes the first. I know we mentioned it in our Sky Broadband Rapid League coverage, Maya, but I want to do it here too in the NZNBL. Massive shout out to our New Zealand under-17 boys team at their World Championships. The bronze medal match against Turkey overnight. This cannot be underestimated how sensational of a result this is, irrespective of what happens overnight. For them to be in the semi-finals, beating basketball countries, your Lithuanians, for example, in the quarterfinals, has just been outstanding. Some serious talent on show. Talent we've seen in this very gym this season in Rapid League. Some minutes even in the NBL. Guys like Troy Plumtree of the Wellington Saints as Braden Inga knocks down that 3, but how cool has it been? As I know basketball is basically your life, Maya, so you just must be salivating at this last week or so.
Absolutely, just such a great sense of pride for the country to see how far we've come in terms of basketball, and especially at that age group level, they play a really mature style of basketball, and just to see the selflessness as well, it's absolutely incredible. And shout out to Coach Leighton Haddleton, who's done an incredible job over that last 3 years with the boys to shape up a record-breaking team and the potential to place the highest New Zealand's ever placed at a Basketball World Cup before. It's incredible, and those guys have really great futures ahead of them for sure. I was up at 2 a.m. last night watching that game. I did go to sleep at halftime, though, I must say.
How about that United States team? Goodness me.
Well, I heard on the commentary prior to the game, they said, this might be the best USA age group team we've ever seen. And I was like, oh, OK, right, this might be a bit of a tough one.
Puts it in perspective.
It does.
Farrington splits the free throws. It's a 24-point lead. Really getting comfortable now for Canterbury. Take something seismic here for Southland. McRae slings it to Inga in the corner. Away to the left. And then Darling making enough of a nuisance of himself. See that last touch by McRae and out of bounds.
Rams have done a really good job at keeping Callum McRae quiet. He just really is the focal point of their offense, obviously averaging 16 points, but the rebounds and assists as well, especially his offensive rebounding presence is incredible typically for the Sharks, but taking him away has really neutralised what the Sharks can do offensively.
Tough shot there, Walker Jr. And here come the Sharks through Rob. Held to just 11 points in this third quarter, make that 13. Nice finish in and around the cup by Braden Inga.
It's been good for the Sharks tonight as well. He's a great role player. Always does the right things, runs and trans well, cuts well, and has a hot hand at times.
How about this? Energizer Bunny, Cooper Robb. Just won't die with it. Can't believe he didn't get the foul call there after the steal. But a timeout called by the Rams. Cooper Robb, his body on the line, and another steal.
He's been awesome, 14 points, that's 2 steals for him now as well. The assists go along with that. Obviously averages almost 3 steals a game. He's just been a massive injection of energy. Typically isn't really a scorer, facilitator by nature, but has stepped up when he's needed tonight.
We'll be back here Thursday night. Franklin Bulls in town to round out the regular season campaign for the Canterbury Rams. And one thing's for sure, whether they finish first or second, there'll be a major semi-final here in a couple of weeks' time too. Wouldn't they love a grand final here on home court? How tasty would that be?
The Cow's cauldron would just be shaking, literally. Rams fans would love that.
And of course, yeah, neutral territory in the finals, all played at the One Stadium last year up in Auckland. So great to see the league. I know logistically it has its challenges, but to reward teams like the Rams, like the Tuatara, for having these outstanding regular season campaigns, and reward the fans ultimately. Zayden Tonge gets in on the three-point shooting act.
100%. I think the fans is a big one, right? Like, obviously, the Rams have been playing great basketball, but a lot of the momentum runs can be helped by the fact that the fans are just so electric and get behind it. It's been really awesome to be a part of.
Burden out. Long range two, offline. Here come the Rams late in the third. Walker Jr. Oh, Rob, I thought he was just caught the ball, and then that cannon out of bounds off Walker Jr.'s thigh there, but coin officials seeing it differently. Take a second look. What would you like to see from the Rams in this final? Just to close out the third quarter and in the fourth with more or less the game in the balance.
I think for them, it's just refining all the little things. I've said it once, but I'll definitely say it again, right? Like heading into playoffs, you're kind of looking further than your next couple of games. You're looking at the big games that are going to be the big dances for you. And I think they've given up quite a few backdoor cuts and easier looks for the Sharks team. They've offensive rebounded quite well. So for them, it's about knowing how to refine those little things that'll make them holistically a whole lot better. They are already great holistically, but, you know, it's the little things like giving up backdoor cuts. They've done a lot for the Sharks, especially in the first half. Definitely can't afford to take your foot off the gas.
Oh, Asbury off the back. Didn't quite come off, but possession will remain with Southland. As Burden gets it into McRae. Holds on to it, the big... A lot of clock to work with here. Late in the third as Asbury, though, loses the handle. Isaac off and racing. Good work there by Inga. Walker Jr. almost. Farrington thereabouts too. It's all over the show here, and now Asbury's going to have himself a wee slam dunk contest by himself, but it won't count. Oh no, an absolute coach killer. It kind of sums up the third quarter for the men from the deep south. It is Rams 80, Sharks 55. Fourth quarter ahead here at Cowless Stadium in Christchurch. Still time to get that Sal's deal. A large, big pineapple pizza. Sal's block is the code, excuse me. Looks like a gentleman who would enjoy a pineapple pizza. I love pineapple on the pizza. I know you do too, Maya, so not going to be able to even debate that topic.
Oh, look at us agreeing on something.
I know, rare. 80-55 it is. A 25-point lead. And the next poll by our team at Mix and Pick is the game MVP is Walker Jr. Oh, behind the back. Not quite on the same wavelength there. Olbrich. You can see Taylor Britt and Cooper Robb getting some love as well in a losing effort. Robb's been handy with 14 points. Olbrich now. Walker Jr. That's a big fourth quarter, Maya, for Walker Jr. I'd love to see the ball just go through the hoop, give him that shooter's confidence. And there we go, right on cue.
How did you do that? That was really impressive. Yeah, Walker Jr. typically like a high caliber scorer, averages 16 points a game, which is second for the Rams, and hasn't found his luck tonight. Hasn't really needed to, but again, good for his momentum coming into the game on Thursday and his confidence as well to get his eye in a little bit.
In and out, corner three, it's a little bit too much, and Judd Flavel in front of us here in the commentary position, super happy with that defensive effort. And the look that the Sharks ended up settling with is Britt now gets to his left. Olbrich's hit the floor. He's asking for the floor to be tidied up. Kind of apologising about it too, because the 5-on-4 there for the visitors. Let's have a slight pause. 30-point lead though for the Rams, well on track for 16 in a row. Hard to believe, isn't it? They were 1 and 2 at one point.
I know, and I had you doubting a little bit, despite, you know, they're quite short-handed for those games. But I had you doubting a little bit, and they just haven't really looked back since then. They've been slightly challenged, but have looked mostly comfortable all the way through.
There was the Nelson Giants, that was close up there. The Ears here, but there's been a lot of wins by 10 plus, and some big wins along the way too. 40 plus over the Jets. A really big win. I think the 25-point win over the Saints was a really we're here, this is us.
Yeah, that was had about 4 wins in a row just like that, but especially the Saints game, and I think the Ears one as well was like, you know, you're a top team and we're blowing you out.
Of course, the Tuatara too up there in Auckland.
Of course, yeah.
There's been some season, but I'm sure it will matter little if another banner isn't raised behind us. You know, records are nice, but they don't compare to titles.
100%. It's always the worst thing, obviously, leading going into playoffs and not being at it. Finish it off. They'll be hoping to go back-to-back 30-year drought, then back-to-back. That'd be pretty nice.
Would it what? There is Lonzo Burden. The Sharks will want to finish this game out and take a bit of confidence for what is their road trip to conclude season 2024, which has really tested their character as a roster. They'll head up to Manawatu. That'll be a game they feel like they can win, and then try and upset the apple cart as well against the Wellington Saints.
Might be a tough ask. I think Liafa should be back by then, and Haim Harris is back in good form, but you never know. The league is full of upsets.
Inga to Burden. Gets around Walker Jr. And nice patient finish there by the vet.
He's been a little bit quiet. He had a hot start in the first half. 9 points, and then been pretty quiet since then.
Here's Olbrich now, almost. Cocks it back and slams it home, but just a little away. Does draw the foul call. And we'll shoot 2. living dangerously. Lockie Albrook on 4 fouls, I've just noticed. So
Max Darling is heading to the sub bench to bring out Lockie Albrook after he shoots the free throws. Probably a smart decision. And I think Callum McRae's smart enough to know that he would attack downhill on Lockie had he kept him in.
He'll come out now, 22 points for Lockie Albrook. Just the 7 rebounds, so he might not get his customary double-double tonight.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
What's happening, yeah? What's happening in Christchurch?
I'm sure he's the last person to really worry about those little statistical things. Looks like Max Stoddart is about to check in this 4th quarter, which is fantastic. Rewarded for an ultra impressive outing in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. 17 points. Shot the 3 ball really well. There he is.
5 triples, was it?
Yeah, 5 triples, I believe. And he comes in now for Aiden Tonge. Originally out of the deep south too, Max Stoddart.
Looking like a good move.
Yeah. It's a real nursery, isn't it, up here in Canterbury. Bringing them wave after wave of young basketball talent through. Rattles around and in for Scotty Telfer. What a sandstorm rings around Cowless Stadium. Stoddart doesn't mind a 3. Oh, just a little offline. How about the hustle from Farrington? Then cannons it into the shins of Burden. It very much sums up the Rams.
High IQ play there for Taki, not giving up. Quite athletic in mid-air as well, and quite opposite of what the Sharks would like.
Here is Walker Jr. Tempted to pull up there and get it back. Oh, how about that? From MJ Walker Jr. Well, it wasn't quite what he had in mind when he first got the ball.
Quite unorthodox. A bucket to bucket, though.
Darling with the assignment with McRae does well. A good find there by Cal McRae, and an even better finish from Braden Inga.
Again, Callum McRae, the height over everyone, able to find that visibility, and Braden Inga can get hot really at any point. Really good catch and shoot 3-point guy. And again, it's those little things for the Rams. You know, if you're giving up so many of those against Auckland Tuatara, you're going to be absolutely punished. So they still want to focus on those little things despite the deficit at the moment.
Well, speaking of a big who can facilitate, Rob Lowe can do that kind of thing. There's those little things, those little 1-2%ers will be percolating in the mind of Judd Flavel, no doubt, at the minute. Farrington behind the back. All the time in the world for Walker Jr. to drain the 3, and he's starting to get a smile back on that face.
That's the MJ Walker we know and love. Up to 21 points for himself now.
Asprey from the elbow doesn't go. Britt with the rebound. And the classics coming out too with Sweet Caroline. Very much in celebration mode here. 30-point lead. And it looks like the Rams are going to bring up 100 for the 5th time in a row.
Just absolutely clinical, and the Sharks only 62 points. They've had some high-scoring outfits themselves the last 2 games, getting in the 90s. They've just really struggled across the board today. When your main scorers can't put anything through the hoop, you just can't do much, can you?
And 3 players now for the Rams with 20 points. Britt joins Walker Jr. and Albrook. Telfer now. Look good off the hand, right in the face of Aronson.
He's come off the bench really nicely. He had a really good rapid league showing, and now he's come off the bench and injected himself quite well. 12 points off the bench, a couple rebounds.
Darling from the corner now. Almost gets the roll. Ends up back with Isaac. Will get another go. Max Darling, and no mistake.
It's a few for Max now as well. That's his third, 100%. He has not missed from beyond the arc. His team as well have fined him nicely.
Telfer, we'll go back to him on the 3-ball. It's really opened up, given the nature of the scoreline in this fourth quarter. As Britt gives it back to Darling. Oh, couldn't get that one to go.
Had to miss at some point, didn't he?
14 of 26, the Rams from 3. We were saying it quite a bit earlier in the season, Maya, but the 3-ball was just not falling. Shooting in the kind of mid to high 20s as a team. The roster certainly built, and guys like even Lockie Albrick, Max Darling, Max Stoddart to a lesser extent can shoot the 3. It almost felt like when rather than if, and certainly in the last, 4 weeks, it has started to fall, and the Rams have become even more dangerous than they already are.
You're right. It felt like it was really impending, and then it finally hit. They were always getting up really high-quality looks. They'd get 2 feet in the paint and find their kicks, and they just couldn't make them, in all honesty. But now they have such a dominant presence in the paint, as well as a high clip from outside. And I think that's why we're seeing so many 100-point games, because they can really score from all over the floor, and that's what makes them so dangerous.
Taylor Britt just checking out there to a warm applause, excuse me, his 6th 20-point game of the season. 21 points on 8 of 11 shooting, 6 assists as well in 30 minutes. He's been such a critical component in this Canterbury team.
He's just totally leveled up this season. That's why he won the Rams Most Improved Award, and we're hoping he's on track to win the one for the NZNBL. Didn't think he could get much better than he was last season.
Do you get a vote? Do you get a vote in year 1?
Why are you talking to me like I'm just some noob? Huh?
I don't get a vote. I'm nowhere near as important.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't think so. That makes it even more awkward, right? I know who I would be voting for.
Me too. You.
Was I that bad last year? Jeez.
Well, you said it. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Rams on 99. Still Walter Brown in the game in terms of starters. Kyle Isaac starting tonight, as did Max Darling. Walter Brown just can't hit that corner 3. KJ Buffin, as far as we're aware, Maya, still tracking like he probably won't be risked on Thursday against Franklin, but come finals time, he should be back, which again just adds another layer to this team. He was really getting going.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And some big nights, season high against the Saints here in this gym.
Yeah, he's really coming into his own, finding his shot nicely.
Good to see some guys down the far end of the bench checking in too. With Josh Nickel into the ball game with just a tick over 3 to play. Connor Cole in as well for the Southland Sharks as Rob. It's a bit of space in the corner. Nickel is in the rebound. Crossover from Walter Brown. Stoddart, corner 3. They've got 100 again.
Big Mac from the corner. Everyone is absolutely loving it. Mick loving it.
I was just about to say,
yes.
You walked into one there. 16th 3 of the night for Canterbury. Inga can't get that corner through to go. Not the work again. And Cooper Robb. A real competitor. Inga now, the fade away. Stoddart the rebound. Looks like Taylor Britt is going to take home the mix and pick poll game MVP as that three goes out for a wave by Kaya Isaac. Lockie Albrecht, for those interested at home, has picked up the stadium MVP vote. Oh, can understand that. 22 points. Burden. Inga. Oh, someone please put it out of the misery. And it finally goes through. And now some minutes for Hugo Gonzalez-Meyer off the bench for the Rams.
Go, Hugo. Awesome to see all these young guys getting some minutes, especially in front of their home crowd. They'll have some friends in the stands there that'll be cheering them on, and happy to see them get some minutes.
See if one of Josh Nickel or Hugo Gonzalez can get a bucket here late in the game. Gonzalez, lovely footwork and finishes. And don't the bench love it?
Hugo Gonzalez, he's an absolute dog. That's how he's described by everybody who knows him. He's worked so hard over these last few years to get where he is. Super deserving.
And I believe might be his first bucket, certainly of the season, maybe even the career. Just quickly, frantically working here on the NZNBL website. Yeah, he had a field goal attempt against the Airs a week or so ago, but yeah, first field goal made of the season. Awesome.
Congratulations, Hugo. One of many to come.
Yeah, let's hope so. A big final round of the regular season to come in the Souths NBL. The Rams will be back here Thursday night hosting the Franklin Bulls. I mentioned earlier in the call, if all goes well, they might not have to leave Christchurch again this season. As we take a look at the other games, of course, a Tuesday night game, which is somewhat of a rarity as we try to push through these final games of the regular season. The Phi hosting the Jets Tuesday night. The Hawks and the Tuatara. So there'll be a bit of interest from those here in the O3 around how the Tuatara do. Has some say potentially on where the Rams may finish in top spot. Then it is the Rams and the Bulls Thursday night. The Jets and the Sharks Friday night. Nuggets and the Bulls Saturday, and then a doubleheader Sunday. Saints, Sharks, Airs, Giants.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It looks like the Giants, I know they've had a few defeats, but they, as far as I'm aware, maybe with percentages, I'm sure will be corrected, might just hold on to that sixth spot, but they'll want to try and nab a win to take some sort of confidence into that 3v6 game in the first round of the finals. Here's Wheeler to Robb. Late in the shot clock, going to have to put up a prayer here, Cooper Robb. Good work there by Tama Isaac. And the Rams looking for one more. Kai Isaac, pull up three. Doesn't go. Max Stoddart though with the rebound. The dish pass to Gonzalez, who loses it. And now Burden with the outlet. Inga does well. Uses his body to good impact. And has a potential three-point play. Very much a consolation though.
Do you reckon we'll see a player timeout after this free throw?
Absolutely.
Yeah. It would be rude not to.
I've never been so sure of something in my life.
Wait for it. Oh.
I was actually nervous for like half a second.
why? Literally why? So on brand.
For those that are just tuning in for a Rams game for the first time in season 2024, yeah, this happens every single time. They play right to the max in the 40th minute.
It doesn't matter if they're up by 34. It's a little things.
Yeah,
it's little things.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Isaac, does he connect with his brother? He does. Tama Isaac with it. Gives it back to older bro Kaya. The drive, the finish, not quite. And now Southland want to call a player timeout. Of course they do. Do they? No, they don't. Guy Malloy's had enough. He's shaking hands anyway. And they do call game. And it is Sweet 16 for the Canterbury Rams. 16 on the trot, their 17th win in all of the season. 104-70. 3 players with 20-plus point nights. Lockie Albrook with 22. Taylor Britt and MJ Walker Jr. with 21. The catalyst for the Rams, chalking up another win in their second to last regular season game. They'll be back here in 4 days' time against the Franklin Bulls. But far too good once again. Can the Rams be stopped? That is the big question in Sal's NBL season 2024. It's going to take something special. A lot of smiles, a lot of laughs in that Rams unit. Led so well by their point guard, Taylor Britt, who's standing by with Maya.
Into today's matchup, the Sharks were actually looking pretty good. They've had 2 good wins. What were the pre-game thoughts coming into today?
Just keep playing the way we want to play. Judd preaches at being solid every game, and we know that if we do that, we've got a pretty good chance to win it. We know that, they were rolling coming into this, so just being solid, doing our stuff, and we'll get the job done.
You had a really good start. They clawed it back at the tail end of that first half. What were the halftime thoughts from Judd?
Yeah, it was all defense, and I think we did a pretty good job. Hold them to 30 and that. Pretty good.
Yeah, really good win, obviously 104-70. You're now looking forward to the Bulls and then postseason, hopefully a finals grand dance. What are the things you still have to change? What are some adjustments you still have to make to refine the little things?
I guess just getting our reps in with everyone. We've had a few sicknesses this week and get KJ back, MJ back, just getting everyone back on the same page. But yeah, just keep being solid.
Awesome. Thanks, Taylor. Appreciate it.
Yeah, hard to believe Taylor Britt couldn't even make it to awards night on Thursday due to illness. A few sleeps later and a massive performance in another winning effort for this Rams team. And it is fans first, of course, in the Sal's NBL, getting amongst the fans and thanking them for coming down on a Sunday night as we take a look at the key stats courtesy of the Chemist Warehouse. I mentioned it, Maya, but sort of 3-headed snake, if you will. Albrook, Britt and Walker Jr. all with 20-plus points.
Yeah, it was incredible. We didn't think that MJ would get going like he did and eventually just got hot. And then you can obviously see contributions from Max Darling and Walter Brown. Aiden Tonge had a little something in there as well. And they just absolutely came running after that second half. And it's really hard to stop a team like the Rams who can score from everywhere on the floor.
I'm going to put you on the spot because it is my last game calling for the season.
No.
Are they going back-to-back, Maya?
That's such a silly question. Of course they are. 100% touch wood, but of course.
Okay, I'll hold you to that when I'm back from my overseas travels. But it has been pretty cool to call this team in season 2024. They have been absolutely rolling. And as I mentioned, it is going to take something pretty special, you feel, to stop them, particularly if they don't have to leave this home gym where they are so well supported.
Yeah, we've spoken about their ability to score in the paint. Start of the season, they struggled from beyond the arc. Now that I've extended that part of their game, and they're looking so deep, and then defensively as well, looking incredibly flash, holding the Sharks to only 70 points. You can imagine what they will do when the pressure's really on.
So there is the beginning of the final round of the regular season. Tuesday night start, Phi Jets. Then it's on to the Rodney Green Arenas in Napier. Hawks, Tuatara. Interesting game, that one, if the Tuatara keep to their winning ways. Then it's back here, Cal Stadium, Thursday night hoops. the Rams and the Bulls. And then there's a few games to come, of course. Not sure if there's going to be a second slide, but the Saints with games as well as the Ayers. I think Ayers Giants is the one that rounds out the regular season campaign on Sunday. But it's all smiles here in the O3 again. And the Rams, their 16th straight win, 104-70 over the Southland Sharks.